So here we go, jumping into game number 3. Fuego Eggo down 0 games to 2 right now. Needs to get a win, but they did pick the map Garden of Terror, so Seraphim's going to get first ban, first pick. Do you think we're going to see a Zarya Tassadar ban here? Or do you think we're going to see something a little more, I don't know, cheese-related ban-wise, especially coming out of Fuego Eggo?
If I'm Seraphim, I still want to play my own game. Fuego Eggo hasn't proven that they can beat our standard. So if we can still play the same game, take those team fights that we want, rotate around the map how we want, put 3-man pressure in a lane, whatever it might be, ban out some of that cheese. Take away the Lost Vikings, take away Abathurs, take away what you think they're going to play, and try to force them to play that standard again.
Right. Okay.
They are, of course, hovering the Zarya.
Oh.
She is very strong, and they're going to flip it over. Right? Those Vikings there, that's the biggest cheese that you could run into on Garden of Terror. And, I don't even think it is really cheese. It is a very viable strategy, because if you get those Vikings into that Terror, you don't care how far that one pushes or how much pressure it can get, because your 4-man is going to be getting value elsewhere. So banning out those Vikings, saying we don't want you to have that. We're going to play standard. Let's see what else you've got.
And Vikings on this map and Dragonshire are super strong, right? Especially if you build your team comp correctly. So I actually really like the Vikings ban. I'm interested that they went with a Lucio, that Fuego Eggo went with a Lucio ban there. As Seraphim has taken Ariel all 3 games. Maybe they were hoping to get the Ariel now by banning the Lucio, the head game, possibly.
Yeah, and supports here are an interesting spot, because banning out Lucio, it's usually Malfurion who's the next one picked up, but with Ariel being such high priority, whichever one you take, you still leave Seraphim with a very good option. So I don't know if the support choke was a thing unless you were going to pick up the Ariel.
But then going into a Karazim ETC, I agree with you, and I question the Lucio ban. Especially because there we go, we get the Vala Ariel there. And I don't think that was a reaction. I think that was the plan all along. They've played Ariel all 3 games so far. Why would Seraphim change it up?
Yeah, and that's exactly right. I was calling for that Oriole ban, and they decided to go with that Lucio. They get Oriole Vala, and now they even have the Dahaka Global to pair up with it. All they need is a frontline warrior here, and they could really flex out that last pick. A nice, solid draft coming out from Seraphim once again.
And there we have the Zarya ban. Okay,
Fuego Eggo has a strategy here.
They have to, right?
They have a strategy here. They're banning out big shields from Lucio, mobility and movement speed. They've banned out, again, more shields from Zarya. The ETC and Karazim pickup tells me they're playing very aggressively. My guess here may be that they go into something like a Li Ming for resets, because if it's a power slide into a damaged Karazim, their idea is to blow up a single target here. That, or at least bait out the Crystal Aegis from Oriel and at least push her to her limits in terms of healing. So I think this is going to be a very aggressive, potentially even Zeratul-like composition. The only other thing they might run, well, there it is, Alarak and Jaina is their blow-up style composition.
Okay, all right. It's starting to come into focus a little bit. And I guess what you said makes sense. Fuego Eggo trying to make sure they eliminate all the big shields, right? And Lucio's, let's break it down, is a huge shield. So eliminating that makes sense, and the Zarya makes sense now, especially if you're going to go into a super, like a hyper-aggressive comp. But you still need something to soak. So do you go an Abathur possibly for that last pick on the side of Fuego Eggo?
I think they might Abathur in that last pick and double Jaina here. But you know what I want to see come out from Seraphim? It's time for Ethereal to negate all this. ETC power slide, he's going to try and get that mosh. They might even run a Medivh here. Ethereal could be a little bit more reliable with his shields, and then with Sanctification. Haven't seen it come out from Seraphim. It is definitely something that they could run. Maybe more reliable on the front line. They could run something like a Johanna for that big peel and then back that up with a Medivh.
All right. Well, I mean, Seraphim just playing the game that they want to play. In fact, this draft is very similar to the draft they played last game.
Very much. They go standard. And like I've been saying all game, why deviate from the standard if whatever Fuego Maego picks doesn't work? Again, it's up to Fuego Maego to make this composition work. They're going up against a Nubarak who's got great ability to damage mitigation, Nazeebo who's going to get Superstition later on, Vala who can even go into Gloom. It's going to be very tough to execute this kind of blow-up composition from Fuego Maego.
Taking their time with that last pick. They may have had the Abathur in mind and then changed their mind at the last minute and said, oh, wait, this might not work. Maybe they were thinking of doing something like a Zagara, who also works for a kind of pseudo-global hero post-10 and can push pretty strongly. That'd be weird on Garden of Terror, though, but possible.
Yeah, I'm really worried for their healing and their sustain here. Solo Karazim into, again, it's most likely a Toad build Nazeebo now. Karazim will not likely be able to heal all of that out if he doesn't talent into specific support talent. He's going to be able to have one Breath of Heaven every 7 seconds, but Nazeebo is just going to be spamming out Toads, and then you've got Vala on top of that, dishing out damage.
Yeah, I feel like Fuego Maego may still be on the back foot draft-wise. But since we're talking about Fuego Maego, the red team, let's go ahead and introduce them. They are down 2-0 right now in the Chair League Season 4 Finals for Division 1. Alpine playing that ETC, Maribou on the Jaina, Tyrande on the Alarak, Skullum on the Muradin, and Mundane Zebra on that Karazim.
And up 2-0 Seraphim. You've got a Rubber Duck playing Nazeebo once again. DJ Hellscream on Dahaka. Hawkpire on Ariel. Shiggity on Anubarak. And Loco playing Vala.
Should be a great game. I'm hoping that Fuego Maego can surprise us here and just really blow up. Play like super aggressive and get a lot of blow ups going on. But Garden of Terror, definitely not a map I would have chosen.
Yeah, I do have to say, Fuego Maego choosing the battleground here and then choosing the composition that they have, I would have expected something like this on a battleground like Dragonshire, like Tomb of the Spider Queen, somewhere where they get the teams closer together more often.
Oh,
there it is.
What just
First
happened?
blood, Nazeebo in the bush and then in the ground. First blood. It is Fuego Maego. They're going to show us that this works.
That was like the definition of deleted. Like, just, you're dead.
Yeah, Fuego Maego sending that message. We picked this composition. We're going to make it work. And, the first power slide, no hesitation. Alpine says, we're going in. This is our target. They get a takedown.
Oh, the damage coming out on Vala now as well. The Alarak plus the ETC slide combo actually seems to work quite well for Fuego Maego here. And if Jaina had been right there ready to finish that off, I think we would have seen a kill there. A second kill.
Yeah, I really like this in the early game. This is their power. I think Fuego Maego really needs to run away with this early game and make it work. Because, again, you've got a Nazeebo on the other team. The longer it goes, the more power they get here. So takedowns and then structural damage, get that first plant early. I think they're going to look to fight and contest every single terror phase.
I would surprise me if they weren't. We do see the splits being Karazim, Anubarak mid lane, and Muradin, Dahaka top lane. But now we have the seed phase where everybody's going to spread out, try to grab as many seeds as they can, and look to see if they can't fight where they need to. Muradin invading Dahaka's seeds. But a Rubber Duck coming up on that Nazeebo, putting a lot of damage into Muradin. He's going to go down. Skullum is going to go down as the first kill for Seraphim.
Yeah, I think another interrupt there from Hawkpire with another detainment strike might have knocked Murden out of the jump there. So Murden may be hoping to save his jump out. But a power slide here. It's a 4-on-5. Rubber Duck getting very low. Maribel looking for that last takedown. Mundane Zebra dives in with the punches, gets that takedown, but he's low. Loco diving under the towers here, gets the Jaina, but not the Mundane Zebra.
And really, Seraphim saying, all right, we can recognize that you guys have a comp here, but we're still playing our game, and we're going to be looking for kills. Dahaka on that DJ Hellscream on that Dahaka taking a good chunk of damage there, able to get away.
Yeah, nice burrow to save himself. Tyrande almost getting that Discord strike. That would have secured the takedown onto him. Another power slide here. Loco getting very low. And then a huge zombie wall catching everybody in there. Karazim goes down. Murden goes down. And the fight has just turned back in favor for Seraphim.
I think this is going to be one of those times where we see the fight go back and forth a lot. Both teams have a good blow-up comp and know how to use them. And it's just going to go back and forth. Dahaka taking a ton of damage here, may actually go down once he gets out of the stasis, but no, able to survive. ETC now on the receiving end of a ton of damage, Alpine running away.
And that was a nice combination. That's exactly what they're wanting to do. Running a very similar style to Battlefield of Eternity, where Tyrande uses the telekinesis to push them into the stuns here, but Jaina being blown up on the backside. Alpine power sliding through to try and peel here. Everybody disengaging now for the side of Fuego Eggo.
Mundane Zebra throwing out the B-steps. I think it might be a little too early for Karazim to be B-stepping at this point. But Rubber Duck taking a ton of damage going down. The blow-up is real on both teams at this point. There are enough stuns that if you catch somebody out of position, they're going to die.
Yeah, Alpine being very aggressive here, power sliding and going in. They're looking for those isolations. They really want these takedowns away from full 5-man team fights here. And they're actually looking to be aggressive here onto the DJ Hellscream.
This is interesting. So, so much damage and Ariel going down. But DJ Hellscream already in a terror.
Yeah, nice hiding in the party bushes here. They're able to catch Ariel out, catching Hawkpire out, but now they're in a tough spot here. Skullum taking tons of damage from DJ Hellscream and a Rubber Duck.
We see Fuego Eggo starting to retreat back behind their wall, or at least to their wall, in this bottom lane. Everybody tapping that can tap and looking to put enough damage on this Garden Terror to end it and start the next phase of the laning game. 7 versus 6, so talent ahead for Seraphim right now. And Seraphim picking up all the seeds from this second Garden Terror in the bottom lane.
Yeah, and this is one area where Fuego Eggo's composition lacks a little bit, is burning down the Garden Terror. They have lots of burst ability damage, and right now they're going for Loco. Loco gets taken down. Full combo going out. Maribel very low, just escapes. Another great zombie wall catches Mundane Zebra. Skullum jumps forward, power slide onto Hawkpire. Hawkpire getting very low here, and they're still on the chase, but Alpine moving in too deep. He gets taken down, and now the turn. Hawkpire turning it around. Skullum still deep. He's going to get focused down by a Rubber Duck as well. So 2 more takedowns going over to the side of Seraphim.
ETC really wanted to try and get that kill on Hawkpire on that Ariel, and was actually in so deep to try and face melt her into the corner so the rest of his team could finish her off. And that just did not happen the way they were looking for, and cost both tanks their lives.
You know, I actually really like this composition coming out from Fuego Eggo. I just think they need to play it more as a drive-by style. You know, you come by, you do your one combo. If you get the blow-up, if you get the takedown, great. If not, I think you just keep on moving and get out of there, because you've used up all of your cooldowns now.
Yeah, I like that. I think that is the way to play it. They happened to just kill Nazebo there by not giving up after the drive-by, but I think you're right that by not doing that the fight before, and even to a certain extent this fight, they're trading kills instead of just getting kills. And that's going to cost them in the long run.
Yeah, see, they get that takedown, and they get that initial takedown, but they extend so far that they end up just trading out. So 2 takedowns for 2 takedowns. Right now, they get that comeback experience, which is great for them. But they don't want to keep trading. They want to come out on top and get the advantage in these fights. Get that early takedown, back off, and then do something with that advantage.
Murden soaking some shots here mid lane just because he can. He's Murden. Why not?
Yeah, Skullum going to heal up with his trait here. I guess we can look at some of these talent choices here. Again, it is going to be Q-Build Vala. It's going to be Cocoon from Anubarak. You've got Toad builds once again. But Alarak going to be the most interesting one. He actually goes into that full Discord Strike style build.
Well, which makes sense if you look at the way Fuego Mago is trying to blow up the other team. I think that really is your best choice of builds in this case.
Yeah, and Jaina as well, amplifying that damage with Frostbitten going from the 50 to 65%. They are trying to do as much single target damage as possible, which, again, I was wondering why not the Li Ming instead of the Jaina here, because, if you are going to get that early takedown, that one takedown, then you get that snowball, that chain reaction.
Right. But maybe the one thing we don't know is maybe Maribou is more comfortable on the Jaina.
And that definitely could be the case, but what is uncomfortable is this bottom lane push.
Right?
It's a 4-man commitment to this keep, and with the Gargantuan coming down, this actually looks like there is no response. Fuego Maego is going to lose their keep.
So Fuego Maego saw the 4 men from Seraphim pushing in bottom lane, and there is the stage dive. We do get stage dive out of ETC, looking for the blow up, but Aegis and Cocoon stopping that. Kerzim and Jaina down already. I expect ETC to either run away or die. They stayed top lane to try and get that top fort from Fuego Maego, and instead it may have just cost them the game. I don't think Seraphim can finish here. Oh man, that core is dropping really fast. I think that's going to be game number 3. Wow.
Siege Giants, Bruisers, a
Good
big turnaround.
Night. Game number 3 going over to Seraphim. Wow.
GG, Seraphim. Very strong.